When dealing with toxic personalities. When dealing with toxic personalities. Hello, you all. I'm Diana Brienne. I don't like to call people toxic because I don't think that there is such a thing as a toxic person. But I do think there are personalities that fit into what I would call toxic personality traits. And whenever I see someone who has toxic personality traits, I go the other way. I get away from them as quickly as I can. Now, sometimes that's not always easy because if you're working with a toxic personality in close proximity, what do? That can be very, very challenging. How I did it in the past when I worked with a toxic personality is I stayed absolutely 100% professional and I minimized my contact with them to the degree that was possible. I never talked bad about them, but I never talked good about them either. I just didn't talk about them. And often those people are the ones that will create havoc and confusion and chaos where there should be none. And so what do? Well, in a workplace situation, I would probably go to my superiors and deal with it quietly so that they know what's going on. But what if it's a superior? If it's a superior, for me personally, I would probably leave that job or go above that superior. Or I had a little trick that I used to do, and I did this with a toxic personality boss. I became their, I just would compliment them and say good things. So I was kind of on their side. Now, I know that that may be wrong for a lot of people to do, but it was my way of survival on that job. I actually got promoted, and then I quit. And no one else liked that boss, but I had, at that time, this is very, very a long time ago, I wasn't able to leave the job immediately. I had responsibilities. And so I needed to stay on there and I needed to figure out a way of survival. So I just, complimented them and pretend like I was, I said nice things for them. I said, oh, you look nice today and all that. And I ignored their nastiness. Now that I'm not recommending that to anyone. I'm just saying that's what I did. In a family situation, that's so tricky, especially when love is involved and we care about somebody. It depends. It depends if they are an adult who should be responsible for their own life and they're acting out in a very toxic way. For me personally, I stand completely away and completely back. I am not around that toxic person at all. And I do everything I can to get away from them. And so, toxic people can be very, very challenging to deal with. And whether they're a family member, whether they are a work relationship or a neighbor. What if you live next door to a neighbor that's a toxic personality? I just don't connect. I just am polite in the way that I don't see them when they pass by. And I just go my way. I mind my own business. And, sometimes toxic personalities in close proximity, they'll come after you even though you're going the other way. They kind of chase you down, so to speak. And that can be very, very challenging. But for me personally, how I handle toxic personalities is I make no contact with people who are adults and responsible for their own life, who choose to be toxic personalities because it's a choice. I choose to disconnect in every way possible. That's how I deal with toxic personalities. From my house to yours, may God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.